Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hey Guy podcast. What's up, Rob?
Yeah, what's going on, Larry?
Living a dream. We're a little short tonight. It's just us
Yeah,
two tonight.
I mean, it's hard like everywhere else, Larry. It's hard finding good help these days.
Absolutely. You got one that's a doctor, and the other one's a minor. It's kind of hard, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
I believe JJ said he was doing a rectal exam of some sort, so he couldn't be on the show.
I heard Reese said he was getting a Pap smear done.
Anything's a possibility whenever when your name is Reese. But but anyway, everybody, you'll be watching the replay here because we are not live tonight. We're being recorded, but we have a great debate that me and Rob are going to talk about, and hopefully it gains some interest, which I think it will. Rob, I'm sure you think also that it will.
I got a little surprise for you too, Larry.
Okay. But anyway, tonight we are going to be talking about the great debate of chicken wings. Are you a flat guy or are you a drum guy? Um, but before we get into that, Rob, um, what do you remember the first time that uh, you saw chicken wings being advertised years ago for 10 cents at bars?
Yeah, I mean, I remember those events. Actually, my very first chicken wing experience was at Morris's Tavern with wingdings back when I was a little kid. I mean, we used to get
Uh,
just the plain breaded wingdings, and that kind of was love at first sight.
and were they 10-cent wings back then, or?
I don't know. My parents paid for those things back then. I didn't care what they cost. They were good.
Yeah, right. So the first time I saw chicken wings was, or even saw or heard of them was, there's a bar in Lorraine Borough. It was called Just Till's. I don't know
Okay.
if you remember that or not.
No.
It's right on the corner of Oakland Avenue and Ohio Street.
Okay.
But they had a sign that said 10-cent chicken wings. Well,
Really?
yes. And this was, oh man, early 90s?
Okay.
Like, yeah, early 90s sometime. I can't remember. But anyway, I remember going, me and the neighborhood kids were playing, and we're like, I was like, hey, I saw they got chicken wings down at the bar for 10 cents. Well, there was an older kid that was there that we all hung out with, and he's like, well, if we get money, we'll go down and get some, and we'll bring them up and we'll eat them. Well, I go running down to the house, and God love my mother. I said, Mom, can I have a couple 10 cents? She said, for what? I said, they got chicken wings on sale. She's like, chicken wings? Where? And I told her. And so I can't remember. She gave me a couple bucks to go get chicken wings. And so when we went down somebody ordered them and we picked them up, they came in the cardboard that six packs come in.
Yeah.
It came in that lined with paper towels, and I don't know how many we had. I can't remember that far back, and then we sat on the porch and ate these chicken wings with, I believe, nothing on it. Like, I think it was just straight because back
Just
then
chicken wings.
I don't even think that hot sauce was a big thing back then.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's my first memory.
I remember like my first, besides wingdings, my first like chicken wings. My dad used to take me down to Brownstown, the B29 Tavern,
Oh wow, okay.
and yeah, we'd go in there and get wings. And I was pretty young, probably like 9 or 10 years old. And that's where I learned about real life is in the old B29 Tavern with those guys.
Oh wow. I'm sure you got some stories.
Oh man, tell you what, the things they could teach a 9-year-old boy.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Um, so then, gradually we weren't poor back then, but we weren't rich. You know what I mean? So we got chicken wings. So when we got chicken wings, it was like a big deal, And I remember Sundays was our chicken wing day, and we would get these chicken wings from Fox's Pizza when they were down in Kernville, right on the corner by Franklin Street Bar and Grill.
Okay.
They were there. I don't know if you remember that or not.
No, see, I didn't grow up down here.
Right. But so they did chicken wings like how they do it. They did them like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. They did it that way back then. So we would get, this big bucket of chicken wings. And Rob, I'm telling you, they gave you a container. It was about that wide. You can't see it. But it was filled with hot sauce. But they mixed it with something. It was the best hot sauce ever. Just enough spicy. It was hot, but it wasn't too hot. It was so good. Right. So good.
Now, do you know the history of the chicken wing?
Whew. I don't know, but I should be in the history books, though, for eating chicken wings.
I'm going to give you some background, because I actually know. Everybody knows I'm a big Buffalo Bills fan.
Right.
So the origination of the chicken wing actually was in Buffalo.
I did know that.
This was like back in I want to say like the 50s or somewhere around there. There was a guy who invented, he got chicken wings and he invented the sauce. So the first sauce for a buffalo wing, and sold it in his restaurant. Well, then, hard times came about and some things happened in Buffalo that probably are, if we all know history, he was an African-American fella. Things kind of went downhill in that district and he went out of business. And a lady, Italian lady, who they served Italian food in their restaurant, got a box of wings one day instead of chicken breast she used to make chicken parm, and didn't know what to do with them. And her guys out at the bar and they're like, hey, we need something quick. So she put these wings in the fryer and then just put some butter and hot sauce, put them on a plate and served them. At first they were giving them out for free, just to like you would peanuts at a bar. They had wings. And then eventually after time, they were giving so many of them away that they started selling them. And that's kind of where things started. So that was actually the very first buffalo wing. She kind of gets credit for it, but it was actually, I can't remember his name, but he had his own little diner and he was the very first one to sell chicken wings, buffalo wings. And so that's kind of where it came about, man.
That's pretty cool. So I do remember somebody telling me that back then they would give chicken wings away because they were considered not something that you would eat, so they gave them away, just like you said. So that that story, two different stories, but kind of the same story,
Yeah, but it's interesting to see how that period of time, because it was maybe years apart. Where like I said, I wish I remember his name, but he had the buffalo wing, sold it. And then, things happen, like I said, in that time frame, that era, there was, civil rights stuff. So all their businesses got shut down in that district. Right. It was a couple years later is when it re-popped up in that Italian restaurant. So it's kind of interesting to see how long ago things really started, that sometimes we never know where it began.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Can you imagine though, Rob, just say, you or I invented this chicken wing and hot sauce. Look, where would we be right now? I mean, obviously we would be dead, but I'm saying if nobody heard of chicken wings now and we came up with it, chicken wings is a big seller right now, and it
Yeah.
has been for many, many years.
Well, it wasn't until like the guys who did like Buffalo Wild Wings, those original guys, is when it became more mainstream. They're the ones that came up with the multiple sauces. But
Right.
it was, originally it was just buffalo wings, like the hot sauce. That, and it's crazy because that recipe, the butter and hot sauce, like Frank's Red Hot,
Yeah.
that is the same recipe today for buffalo wings as it was back in I think it was like 1950 something. So the recipe is
Wow.
identical. So it's crazy to think that flavor combo, butter and hot sauce, has stood the test of time.
Yeah, and now look at it.
Yeah.
People were adding different things. Just for an example, there's a place over in Ferndale, CK's Wings and Things. He has over what is it? 2,000 different wing flavors.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, if not more. Granted, not every wing that he has is hot. There's unique flavors of chicken wings that he has, including I want to say cotton candy, bubble gum. Now that's not up my alley, but that's unique. That's
right.
And nowadays you got to be unique to you gotta be unique for something. But
right.
I want to say that he's known for his really, 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 really hot wing, which I believe he calls it the embalmed. Is that right? Do you know?
I have no idea because it has changed. I knew there was at one time it was like the nuclear hell or something like that.
Or
So I don't know.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
But you have to. I believe you got to sign a waiver.
Right.
Right. Like we go from just butter and hot sauce to nuclear hell.
Well, I think that's because of the continuation of crossbreeding peppers, so they can come up with new, hotter, hottest, the hot, burn your butthole pepper stuff. So then that way it makes it. But Larry, let me just revert back. I just want to give credit to the guy. So the original guy was named John Young. He was the original inventor of the hot wing, or the buffalo wing, and then Teresa Bellissimo of the Anchor Bar in Buffalo was the one in 1964 that kind of made it mainstream. So just so I could give credit to the proper people.
Well, I tell you what, thank you, John Young, and thank you. What was
Anchor
it?
Bar.
Anchor Bar. Thank you, Anchor Bar. Because without you, we would not enjoy chicken wings at Super Bowl. God, at least 2 or 3 times every 2 weeks, I have wings.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God for John Young and the Anchor Bar.
Yeah.
Where would we be?
Here's the big question for you. Drummies or flats, buddy?
Oh, so this is what you're talking about, right?
Isn't that your wiener on the left there?
Now. So the great wing debate is: are you a flat person or are you a drummy person? And just like you asked me, Rob, but you want me to say it. I am a flats guy. I love my flats.
All right. See, I'm going to take the devil's advocate, man. It's got to be drummies.
Okay. Why?
All right. So here, I have a list. You ready for my list?
Oh, you got a list of why?
Oh, you betcha, buddy.
You betcha.
I did a little research today, so I'm going to break it down for you.
Break it down.
All right, so it's got to be drummies, and here's why. Pros of a drummie: more meat, There's more
Okay.
meat. Flat
All
out
right.
more
Yeah.
meat.
I agree with that.
Less bone to work around. You got one bone. And easier to hold. You grab the end of the drummy man and you eat it like a piece of corn on the cob.
You don't eat it like a Neanderthal. Like
You
it's
eat it
a
like a piece
turkey.
of corn on the cob, dude. You just make your way right around it. But although there are pros, there are some cons, and I do have the cons as well.
All right. Let's hear them.
It generally takes more effort to eat because of the different textures. You got the gristled nubbin on the top, and there's always that one piece of meat that gets over fried. The other one that sticks out has like a hump on it
Yes.
because they cut it wrong. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of
Yes.
first you got to taste that one to make sure it's edible. That's not basically burnt to a crisp, and you're not gonna have to go see a dentist for chipping a tooth. And that texture some people find unappealing because it never slips to get a piece of cartilage in there too. You rip a little too much off.
Right.
And I find it easier to dip because you got the big old hunk nugget up top. It gives you a little scooper. You're good to go.
Right. Now those are all great pros and great cons. You're absolutely right. Now, before I get into why I like my flats,
I also have a list for those too. If you're
all right,
interested.
But before we get into that, tonight's episode is brought to you by Moo Arcade Games, custom-made arcade games and other amusements, located in Johnstown, 918 Chestnut Street. Call Derek at 814-244-2836. So that is our sponsor for tonight, and we appreciate Derek and his Moo Arcade for sponsoring the podcast. I forgot to do it at the beginning, so better late than never.
Well, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Well, first, before I give the list of pros and cons that I have for flats, I want to hear your reason for flats over drummies.
Okay, so the first thing is you nailed it with the whole gristle thing. Like you said, you got that one little part that's always overcooked, and then sometimes you got to rip it, and it doesn't rip, and so you got to chew around it. I'm not a big gristle person, but I've never been known to throw away wings. Right. All right. But now, see, when you go out for wings, they give you a little cup of dressing, blue cheese. So that's another thing. Are you blue cheese or ranch?
Blue cheese all the way.
Okay. So they give you a little cup of blue cheese. How are you fitting that big ass drum into that blue cheese when it's only about that big, the cup that they give you?
Because it has that big, the drummy has the honking end. So you kind of dip the end in it and then you can keep spinning it around.
See, but you're wasting it.
No, you're not.
You're wasting the blue cheese.
Huh?
You're wasting the blue cheese because you're dipping the end.
That extra cooked nugget that's hard. That's a scooper, buddy. It's like a little spoon.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, how are you getting sauce on a freaking flat? You can't fit that in there.
Well,
don't tell me you're going in long ways.
No. I get my container, I get my wing, and I usually dump it on.
So basically, you're a bona fide finger up wine drinker.
Okay, I mean, call it what you want, but
I gotta put some sauce on my wing.
Now, when you put your blue cheese on a flat, Rob, do you still dunk it or do you?
I don't put it on a flat.
What's the difference?
Because you can't get it on there right.
Start dumping it.
I don't want to look like some panty waste.
Well,
you're gonna touch? Like, listen, you have your hands on your wings. And you're gonna pick up that container. You're gonna have wing sauce smeared all over the side of that container, And knowing you probably have it all over your shirt at that point in time.
Well, you know me. You know me better than
Yeah.
anyone. Within 3 bites, my shirt's already damaged.
Right.
Soiled.
So, I mean, you're taking too much time to dump. So, well, what if you glob that blue cheese comes out chunky? What if you have 2 big blobs of blue cheese and they fall off the side of the flat?
That's a party foul.
Well, and you can only eat one side with
True.
dressing, because once you peel off the side that has that little flare lip,
Yes.
that's where the sauce has to stay. You go to the other side that's rounded, you might as well forget you're not keeping anything on there.
Right? Now that's funny you said that. So when I eat flats, I eat the opposite end first. Like not where the dressing sits in, but the opposite. I always start from the back. I call it from the back.
And here's my beef with that.
The bone, no pun intended.
Do you know? Now tell me, if you're not a gristle guy and you eat that back end, it's like pure fat. Did you ever notice that? It's like real gummy.
Yeah, depending on where you get it. Sometimes they're cooked just right, and you don't have to worry about it.
No, they're always on that side. The other side, if you try to cook it to where that side is good, then that side with the little point on the other side is going to be hard as a rock.
But, or you know what else I do, Rob, is sometimes if I'm at home, I'll just get the old, blue cheese bottle or jar, and I'll dump it on a paper plate, and then I'll just put it in like that.
Yeah. Now, if you do that, if people put their sauce and they roll the flat in it, I give you credit there. That's good.
Yeah.
But then you're just wasting sauce. All right. So do you want my pros and cons of flats?
Absolutely.
All right. My pro of flats, and I agree with this, is they have crispier skin. Sometimes with the drummy, you get a little bit of sag down toward the end of the bone.
You're right.
Better meat to skin ratio. It all depends if you like the skin, because the skin holds the sauce. Some people love chicken skin.
Right.
So you get better skin to meat ratio. And it can be eaten like the meat umbrella. Do you remember that, where you push it down, flatten it out?
Yes.
Now, see, my contention with that is if you eat that way, you're getting that piece of gristle off the end every time.
Yeah, every time.
You got to fish that out. It's no good. Now, you could also break the bones apart.
Yes.
Kind of one-ender. So I give credit for that one too.
So, Rob, hang on. So I used to do the twist, suck thing. Twist, twist.
I'm sure you still do that.
And then you put it in, and it comes right off.
Wait, does it look like this? Twist, twist.
Kinda, yeah. So you get my point.
You're multi-talented, Larry.
You're right.
You're no stranger to having 2 bones in your mouth.
Oh, that's cold.
All right, so here's my cons.
Okay.
First, you're getting less meat. There's not a lot of meat.
Okay.
And 2, sometimes you really got to work hard to get to that meat. We've all done the 2 bones, you're trying to put your tongue to push it out the other side, and then you're ripping it off, and there's that extra little piece, and you push it back through the other side.
Yes.
We've all done that.
Yes.
I mean, it can be a challenge.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
That's my pros and cons of flats.
And it really comes down to it. It's preference. I mean, there's no right or wrong answer for this, but it's all in preference. And for everybody that's watching us, drop a comment and tell us what you like. Do you like drums or do you like flats? And we'll go back and we'll take a look at the comments and see we'll tally it up and see how many agree with Rob or how many people agree with me. But
so I have a controversial kind of caveat to put in there.
Okay.
So, where do boneless wings come into the equation?
You know what? I actually had that written down, and I was going to bring that up towards the end, but you beat me to the punch.
All right.
Now this may sound weird. All right. I like boneless wings at different places.
It's not a wing. You're eating chicken nuggets.
Basically, yeah, you're right. Basically, you're right.
Yeah.
Now I like the boneless wings from Sheetz. Did you ever have?
No.
They're not bad. But they're not bad, but they're not good. You either like them or you don't like them. They're kind of right in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like to eat boneless wings every once in a while, though.
Nope. No self-respecting wing eater is going to eat boneless wings.
Now, how are you going to say that? I'm a wing connoisseur here.
Apparently, you're not. Apparently, you're a wannabe wing eater.
Oh, come on!
Because if
Rob.
you're going boneless wings, no self-respecting wing eater will do that. But okay, so I got another one.
All right.
What about the whole wing versus the party wing?
Ooh. Now I'm going to tell you something, and this may surprise you.
Yeah.
And I think I know where you're coming at, because we have a few places here in town that have really good, or supposedly really good, whole wings.
Oh, we're on the same page.
And so you got Murphy's Wings, which everybody loves. Everybody, you don't like Murphy's?
No, hate them.
Really?
Nope. I know, and there's probably going to be lots of comments. My wife loves Murphy's Wings. Not a chance, man. They have no taste. You're just, I like the old wing dings at Morris's, but Murphy's, no way, not at all.
Now this is going to shock you, Rob.
Yeah,
I've never had Murphy's Wings.
Don't waste your time. Like I said, there's tons of people out there to love them.
Right.
By all means, I respect their opinion, and I respect them because they're eating a whole wing too. I'm all on board, but not my cup of tea, man. The sloppier, the better. I love sloppy wings.
Now they come breaded. Am I correct?
Yeah, they're just breaded wings. Yeah, then you can put hot sauce on or garlic powder, whatever you want on them.
Right.
And the breading is decent. It's probably reminds you more like an Italian breadcrumb type thing. But yeah, not my cup of tea, man.
Now, so is it because you're so used to the regular party wings, or
no?
Because
do you remember? Was it Penn National or whatever where Ladbrokes used to be?
Yes,
they had whole wings.
Okay,
and they were phenomenal because you could get them in Buffalo, whatever. But they gave you the whole wing. Loved them. So the whole wing's not the issue. It's just to me, and I said people are going to get upset about this, but to me, they're bland. Like Murphy's Wings are just bland. There's no flavor.
Okay.
So if I remember the one time I did eat it, and I literally just took a bowl of hot sauce, Frank's, had the wing a whole jammed in there, and then I ate it. I was like, all right, well, that makes it a little better. But yeah, not my cup of tea, man.
Now I can't knock it because I haven't tried it, but I definitely want to try it to see what the hype is, or in your eyes, the non-flavorful whole wing.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, there's tons of people that actually absolutely love them. I give Murph all the credit in the world. I mean, he puts out a good product that a lot of people love. So by all means, it's just not my cup of tea, man.
Now let me ask you this, and I really don't know this. Now, is the whole breaded wing a Pennsylvania thing, or is it a national?
No, it's a national thing. Yeah. It's just different
Okay.
places do it. Like there are a couple restaurants up in Buffalo that do whole wings, like
Oh,
a
okay.
whole wing. So it's just a matter of that restaurant's preference.
Okay. Now I got something for you. What, where, and what flavor? Wait, I'm sorry. Let me start over. Where do you have your favorite wing, and what flavor is it?
Actually, my favorite. Well, now because the other place is not open anymore. So my old favorite was. Do you remember Big Shot Bob's Wings?
Yes.
Ed his wing called the Frank Sinatra, and it was like blue cheese, hot sauce, and garlic. And it literally they just dumped this mixture of that stuff in the thing and just threw the wings in it. So you couldn't even see the wings. You had to fish around and pull them out. Those were my favorite.
Uh huh.
But my favorite now because it's open is Tollgate Inn Spicy Ranch.
Man, I haven't had Tollgate in a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah, Spicy Ranch,
Wow.
man. It's the way to go.
Um. So I want to say Big Shot Bob's. They had a, was it black and gold wings?
Yeah, they have black and gold.
Yeah, I tried that from there, and they were decent. They were
Yeah.
decent. Um. So now I'm going to put you on the spot. You got your favorite place. Where was the where and what flavor was the worst wing you ever had? If you don't want to
It's,
name drop, you don't have to.
well, I can name drop because there's multiples of them.
Okay.
And I hope maybe they'll change their ways. So my buddy, we were, and I'll have to let him know. He has to watch this because he'll remember. So we were at his cousin's house sitting, probably, I don't know. I was in college. So we're talking 20 years ago. You know what I mean? So house sitting during the week between Christmas and New Year with all the bowl games. And we go down there and we watched every single bowl game for the whole week. And we ordered wings from Fox's Pizza in Davidsville. And they don't fry them, they bake them. And Larry, you're muted. So
Really?
they bake them, they don't fry them. And it was literally like eating a raw chicken, man. You know what I mean? The skin was just rubbery and flappy. It was the worst
Really?
wing ever. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, now I wonder if they changed because they
I hope so because never again, man. They baked them and didn't fry them.
because that's funny you said that. I was on Facebook today and they had an ad up that today was $4 off chicken wings, and they looked awful crispy.
Yeah. So I hope they did change. And we're talking, this is like 20 years ago. So 20 plus years
Okay.
ago. But yeah, this is how bad it was, Larry. We ordered 4 dozen
Uh huh.
and we ate 3 wings, threw the rest away.
Wow.
It was that bad. You couldn't stomach it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah.
Huh.
So I mean, I hope they changed their ways and they fried them. But yeah, they baked them. Man, it was horrific.
Gotcha. Now, I'm trying to think of my favorite place to get wings. Um, it was, it was Tulum's Living the Dream back
Oh yeah,
when uh, a few years ago.
yeah,
They had, I believe we went there for wings, didn't we?
yeah, yeah. Probably
I think we did. They, I like their oh, what the hell was it?
crack.
Yes, crack wings. Crack
Yeah.
wings. And and that's another debate. That's another debate with the whole crack thing. It's everybody started doing this crack sauce and the the originator of the crack wing is that he says is CK's, and then
Really?
everybody else was doing this crack wing, trying to
Find the
imitate,
recipe.
yeah, find a recipe, imitate it, and it was a big thing there for a while because you had other places that was, well, now we've got crack wings, and then you go down the road, now this place has crack wings, and if you never had crack wings, from I've had them from Toulouse and I've had them from CK's. Now both places were really good, but I think everybody has their own twist to it. Um, but if you never had a crack wing, you need to try it.
Okay, I never have.
Really?
No.
Okay.
See, it's hard. Like, I like spice. I don't know crack wings, and I heard that they're not spicy.
No.
So I'm a spice guy. So I like I like spicy ranch or mild or hot or I remember when Quaker Steak was opened up, and they had their wing nights where you can have all you could eat wings.
Yes.
And we used to get like all the different flavors, and I always stayed high on the on the spice,
Oh
But
man.
yeah, so that's just like it's my preference. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know if my GI tract appreciated it, but I certainly did.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. So you have a lot of people in your house. So how is it in your house? Is it divided where you get wings, or is it
Everybody has their own
unanimous?
flavor.
So do you
Yeah.
have to order from different places or all from the
No,
same spot?
we can order all from the same spot. It's just they have their own certain flavors they get.
Right. Okay.
So
And
yeah.
I want to give a shout out to my main man Scoot. Maybe he's going to be eating his chicken wings and watching this.
He's a
So,
barbecue guy.
oh, he's barbecue.
Great barbecue sauce.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
Now, what about Claire Bear?
She butter garlic.
All right, so it's a mix. You got hot barbecue and then butter. Now, what about the wife?
Butter garlic. Her and Claire split.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what about the dogs?
The dogs will eat freaking anything. They eat their own poop in the cat litter, so I don't think they really care what flavor anything is. I mean, if it's turd flavored, they'll eat it.
Maybe you should have gave him those Davidsville wings.
They probably would have ate them too.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So have you tried any off the wall flavor wing?
Yeah, I mean, I have. Me and my buddies used to go to CK's and get all sorts of crazy stuff. So, did you ever try the peanut butter and jelly?
No.
Awesome. Absolutely phenomenal.
And so dumb question, is it literally just peanut butter and jelly on it?
Mixed together, and they just put like a seasoned salt on the wing when it's done being fried, and then they roll it in peanut butter and jelly.
Really?
Absolutely great. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think. So Tony's daughter, Allie, when we would order wings at his house, I want to say she either got the bubble gum flavor wing or cotton candy, one of those weird ones. But I mean, she loved it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what she got. And then they have one over there. It's called the Yellow Jacket. Did you ever try that one?
Mm-mm.
It was the hottest wing I've ever tried in my life.
Really?
Yes, and And that's not his hottest over there either.
No, well, you don't handle heat very well.
No,
I
no.
mean, if someone gives you a mild pepper ring and you're grasping for milk.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But I must say, living where we live, we have a great variety of different places that have chicken wings.
Oh, yeah.
And my God, if you can't find a chicken wing that you do not like, that's your fault.
Right.
We got a hell of a lot of places.
Right.
So now let me ask you this, Rob. When you have chicken wings, what do you have to have a specific drink that you have when you drink when you drink wings, when you have wings?
No, I'm not tied to anything.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, beer, soda, water, doesn't matter. I'm good to go with anything.
Okay. Now I think this is because this is how I grew up. I gotta have iced tea with it.
I mean, you drink iced tea all the time, so.
Yeah, yes, but that's going back to, I just got what you said. I
Is there a food you don't drink iced tea with?
I don't drink that much iced tea. I drink a lot of. That's what's in here. Water. I drink a lot of water.
Okay. With a tea bag in it?
No, just plain water. But I like to have tea with wings.
Okay.
Or sometimes cherry Coke, but I'm not real. I try not to drink soda unless it's zero products. But yeah, definitely you got to have iced tea with wings.
Yeah, see, I'm not. Yeah, I said I'm not tied to it. I'll drink whatever.
Okay.
I mean, hose water, that does it just as good.
So, some of that shit that you eat, you need a hose just to spray out your mouth.
Hey, do that again.
Nope. You'll never see me do that again.
Everybody who watches this catches that moment.
Screenshots it. Yeah. Now I'm going to screenshot you doing it.
But you always know it's after mimicking you.
Right? So now, do you have anything else you want to say about the whole wing debate?
No, I mean, I just think it's one topic that we can all appreciate. Do you know what I mean? There's very few people that you talk to out there that haven't tried a wing or had wings that have wings that they like. Everybody has an opinion on that. So,
right.
Yeah, I think it's a very collective agreement that we can all have an opinion on this matter.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We're winding down. We're a little bit less than 2 minutes before we end because we try to stay at 45 minutes. Now I'm going to say something, and then we're going to end this, and it's going to bring it up to the next thing. It's going to be our next topic. All right, your favorite pizza, and what kind of pizza, and does pickles belong on pizza? Rob, does pickles belong on pizza?
No.
Why not?
Because I said so.
Just you don't like
pickles are a topping for burgers, for relish on hot dogs, not on pizza.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm a big
good submarine.
Yes, and I'm a big pickle pizza guy, and I'm going to give a shout out. The best pickle pizza around is in St. Michael's, your old stomping grounds, at Darlissa's. So until then, pickles belong on pizza. Good night, folks. The Hey Guy Podcast.